Okay, first review for the week is going to be Inflame, the Completionist Chronicles, book number 6, written by Dakota Kraut. It is 420 pages, $3.99, priced right in that sweet spot. It is available on Kindle Unlimited, and here is the author's description. Invasion and sabotage. Two civilizations doing anything to exist. War crimes are the norm. Joe takes his first step into exile and is promptly unable to breathe. This new zone has a higher concentration of power, magnitude's denser. His first task is to survive, but mere survival is the least of his concerns. The zone he has landed on has been in a state of constant war for thousands of years, a tug of war between the Elven and Dwarven societies. Not choosing a side is the same as declaring both to be your personal enemy. Though he is resistant, Joe reluctantly decides to go with a group that he thinks will help him grow the most and is instantly plunged into their bitter war. To gain the freedom he desires, Joe needs to turn to the less savory aspects of his class. Engulfed by darkness, Joe can only hope he will be able to snuff out the light. So there we go. This is like a 6-book and a continuing series that I really always enjoyed. And this one is no different. This story is a little bit of a reset for the main character because he's going to a different zone where he doesn't have any of his friends. He doesn't have any of the allies or groups that we've grown to rely on in the story. And so it's a reset of the main character, becomes a much smaller kind of solo journey in some respects. And it kind of shrinks things down. And I think that's a good thing because sometimes very much in a serial series or in a series that just doesn't really have a particular ending, the story generally gets bigger. You get into town building and nation building and PvP and nation stuff, and it gets really big and epic. Your battles get really out of scale, and it becomes too much sometimes. And a nice little reset like this, where it's the main character kind of starting over again, where he's not the omnipowerfulest person in the zone. Or he is kind of starting over, not necessarily the levels or anything, but comparatively to other characters, other people in the zone. He feels again like a newbie, feels a little more fragile, and so his gains and his progression feel a little more impactful, and that's definitely what happens here. The main character goes into his zone, he has to choose between these two factions, learn how to survive, just to breathe, and so it's a really nice beginning to set up the vulnerability for the main character, and so the way he learns to grow within this group again really is incorporating kind of the core things of his class specializations. And you get a lot of good RPG progress, and you get a lot of good stuff, and you get a lot of smart, intelligent use of those abilities where he's, again, not super OP anymore. So you still get good training, crafting, expanding class abilities, good fun faction quests that are interesting, and lots of good puns and jokes that the series is known for, and just like a lot of good little arcs that I think any reader in general will enjoy, but especially, the readers of this particular series. So for me, I had a blast with the story. I had a really good time. Kind of going back to a kind of slightly smaller scale story, which I really enjoyed. So for me, get a score of 7.8 out of 10. Really thought it was really good. That's Inflame, the Completionist Chronicles, book number 6, with a score of 7.8 out of 10. Big recommend.